So John, we're standing here in Atlanta. You very kindly took me straight here, straight from the airport, so I didn't actually realize that we were going to be making videos this afternoon. But I mean, this is one of the investments we made, you know, just nearly a year ago now, that we actually thought to ourselves we need to get involved in land, and this was one of the very first projects that you came to us and you said, look, this is one of the really good ones. I'll never forget, we actually made a video about 20 meters from there, where you really gave it on your Chinny index, if you remember. You said this is as safe as it gets, and I actually said to Henny while we were just driving around now, it's almost amazing. I mean, I've been here 4 times, I think, and every time you come here, you're more impressed by what you actually got involved in. Because it's quite hard. Sometimes you just think it's an asset on the other side of the world, and then you come here and you actually see it, and you're like, wow, actually, I could really easily live here. But one of the things that I just wanted to kind of ask you a couple of questions about was, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes. You don't tell any of us, even us guys, that, and the point is we come here with you and then you're like, oh, I met with the HOA, we did this, we changed the drainage here, etc. So just tell us a little bit about your experience, not only from when we bought it, but before we bought it, in terms of the due diligence, what we went through. We obviously purchased it, and what's happened subsequently.
Yeah, this community is kind of hard to not get emotionally attached to, because it is so nice. And so in the last year, there's been kind of 2 focuses. One is to stabilize our relationship and put us in the best light with the homeowners association or the body corporate. They're very protective of the community in this subdivision, as most HOA boards are in high-end communities. And so they were concerned that we were going to come in as the declarant. By the way, the declarant means that we're in control of the HOA. We're the majority landowner in here, so we kind of set the rules. They were nervous that we were going to come in, change all their contractors that do all the maintenance of the area, and raise their homeowners association prices. And they're also concerned that we were going to come in and build substandard homes compared to the really nice houses that are in here. And so in the very beginning, our success in here is going to be dictated by the homeowners being happy and cooperative with us. So the very first thing we had to do was to reassure the homeowners that, now, we were going to maintain the standard of the construction in the neighborhood, and then secondly, we let them continue controlling their existing relationships with their contractors, because if you're in the neighborhood here and you're paying $800 to $900 a year in your HOA fees, there's a balance between what you want to pay on the maintenance of the community and maintaining the property value. So you're not going to bring somebody in here that doesn't do a good job maintaining the community. So we pretty much let them continue control of their contractors so that they could keep their HOA fees down, and they're doing a great job with it, so there's no reason for us to complicate that. And then we showed them all the drawings. We've been putting our designs together for the type of properties we're going to put in here. We have 3 drawings right now that they saw that they were very happy with, and we've been talking to builders now on the sales front. So once we've stabilized the relationship with the homeowner association, the focus goes right to, okay, let's sell the community out, let's get some velocity, but let's do it properly. So we've been taking the necessary steps to engage the right type of builders in the neighborhood who can execute on the drawings that we have at the quality level that is required to sell these kind of houses to these kinds of buyers. So we now have 1 builder engaged. We have 2 builders behind this builder that wants to take down these lots. And when I say take down the lots, what's happened in Atlanta since we purchased these lots is the property values have gone up. It used to be that you'd have equity in your houses by virtue of maybe making 10 offers. You could find a house with some equity in it, but the buying environment got so competitive with that the only way you can find equity is in the dirt. So now you're buying
in the land.
Yeah, in the land. Sorry. So you buy it in the land. So if you can buy a lot for a fraction, a third to half a replacement value, compared to buying raw land and doing the streets, the water, the power, the sewer, all the horizontal infrastructure, then you can have equity in the land. So those land deals were what we pursued for a good 6, 7, 8 months last year, and that dried up very quickly because that was the next best thing for the builders to pursue. And now builders are starting to buy raw land, getting it entitled and approved, zoned, and do the horizontal infrastructure themselves, which, depending on what your density looks like in your neighborhood and how many houses you're building, will range anywhere from $20,000 on up to $40,000. So we got a great deal in here. The developed lot inventory has dried up now. Now they're at or exceeding replacement value for these developed lots, and builders are coming out of the woodwork, and they're starving for inventory like this. So all the builders are actually coming to us now. We're not even pursuing a lot of them to get in line to get approved so that they can build in this community and sell these houses out. So that's kind of where we are right now. You'll see one of the lots in here that's for sale for $60,000 because it was actually a builder who bought that lot a couple years ago. They thought they bought it at the bottom of the market. They actually mistimed the market a little bit, and so now they're trying to sell for $60,000.
But on top of that as well, I mean, you've got the clubhouse here. We've set up a whole sales office so that people can come in and in South African language it's plot and plan. You know, here it's house and what's it called, house and land here. But you know, and so there's been all this effort made. There's a website being put up. There's boards. There's been nice boards put out all the way through the community. And you know, it's just important for people to understand the level of effort. I mean, you know, the problem with John is that he's a humble gentleman. He doesn't tell you these things. But I mean, one of the houses we looked at. I mean, what about that drainage where you said you helped the lady out?
Oh yeah, we had, there was a couple things that we've been dealing with to kind of piggyback on some more details here. One of the lots had a bad drainage problem, the way the rainwater was running off, and she wasn't getting any help from the HOA. It was a beautiful house. They just had drainage problems because of the runoff, the way they set that up. And so worked with the HOA so that we could get $2,800 allocated to fix that problem. And we just left her house and saw her, and she's ecstatic about the difference, and that was because of our involvement in the community. So little things like that we do to get in good favor with the homeowners, to get their full cooperation, get them talking good about us. And then as far as our sales efforts go, you know, everything comes down to the people we have in place. We interviewed probably about 4 or 5 real estate agents. I test them with a couple different tasks to see how hungry they are, how well they execute on just little tasks. And one person surfaced. Her name is Sandra Watkins. Not only is she a very hungry agent, attention to detail, but she's local. She grew up in this area, so she knows everything that's happening around here. And she personally funded a meeting with an HOA, paid for all the food and the catering for it so we could meet with all the homeowners. 55% of all the sales that happen in the United States in communities like this, the buyers come from a friend, relative, or a coworker, or somebody who lives in the neighborhood. So by communicating to all the homeowners what our drawings look like, what our sales efforts are going to be, what the prices are going to be, who the builder is, getting comfortable with that whole process, hopefully we surface some of their referrals of people that are visiting their houses. They see the neighborhood, they like it, and so we're doing a lot of things behind the curtain when it comes to the sales and marketing. We've got a great team in place for sales and marketing. We have a great relationship with the Homeowners Association. And so yeah, things are moving along right now, and we're going to hit critical mass now that builders can't find developed lots.
Tell me something, just and I don't know the answer to what he's going to say here. Obviously, you and Jaco have spent some time talking about strategies. I know you and Henny have been talking about it. But if you owned all these lots yourself and you didn't need to make a return tomorrow morning, so you pretty much could do anything you wanted, what would you do if you owned these lots now?
I'd be doing exactly what we're doing with the builders. I wouldn't want to complicate my profit by trying to get into the building game and manage that whole process. I would tell the builders, look, you buy the lot from me now for X price, way over what we paid, or I'll carry the lot for you, meaning you don't pay me now. You bring the money to build the house, I'll carry the lot, and then when we sell the house, I'll profit more than if you just buy it from me cash right now. I think the timing is perfect for that, and you know, a year after we bought it, we didn't know that the market would be this aggressive on developed lots, but now they're selling fast. So I think that's a prime thing to do for the quickest possible exit and the least complication.
So in final conclusion then, you know, when we made that video, and people can go on YouTube and see the video, because I'll even link the video to that other one, you know, based on what you said then, you said it was safety, it was the good area, you mentioned the Publix, another shopping center's coming in this area. You know, a year later, hindsight's always 20/20, but has it been better, worse, or even better than you expected from what you said, you know, when we originally looked at it?
Just a little bit better than I expected, because I wasn't expecting the land prices to go up so fast.
Okay.
So.
No, well, it's awesome. Well done, dude. This is really, really going well, and I'm glad to be an investor in here. So thanks very much. Cheers.